Welcome back to Logan Figures It Out. Today we are doing a full history and tutorial of every Michael Myers action figure ever made. There's far more than what's just shown right here. We're going to dive into it. Before we do, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all our toy reviews, toy hunting adventures. If you haven't seen our Leatherface video of the same thing, make sure to watch that. Go back and watch. And we're going to dive into it. I'm going to give you the ground rules first. Let's go. Alright, so here are the rules. This is going to include action figures only. We're not getting into sideshow collectible dolls. We're not getting into any of the stuffed plushes. We're not doing Living Dead dolls. Action figures. If we got into statues, other collectibles, whatever else, we'd be here all day. We'd be here till next Halloween. And we're just going to do figures. We got to limit it somewhere, so let's dive right in. Okay, so first we're going to do the McFarlane toys. This is the first ever Michael Myers action figure. This is from Movie Maniacs Series 2. This came out in 1999, so a full 21 years after the movie it took for Michael to get his very own toy. Here it is. Up next is the 18-inch figure from McFarlane Toys. This came out alongside Movie Maniacs Series 4, so this was the year 2000. First 18-inch action figure. Leaves a little bit to be desired with the head sculpt these days, but at the time this was great. It is motion activated with sensors, if I recall from opening this 20-some years ago. I think it just plays the music and has a scream sensor involved. And this came out with a Freddy as well, but there is Michael. So it's crazy to think in all the years of McFarlane doing Movie Maniacs and all the other horror stuff they did, they only ever had 2 Michael figures. But NECA, which this is the first ever Michael NECA figure, NECA has lots and lots of Halloween figures, as you will see. So this was a 2-pack from 2005. It's obviously got Dr. Loomis, Donald Pleasence, as well as Michael. It comes with this porch scene that you can set up. It's called The Night He Came Home. You can see you can put Loomis standing on the sidewalk, Michael on the porch. There's the full diorama. Really, really cool setup. So this is the first one. This Michael would later be re-released as a single carded figure. I will show you the picture of that since it was just a straight release. I actually never bought that one. So NECA is famous for their reissues. Again, this is the same Michael in the 2-pack you just saw, as well as the other single-carded figure. But they put it in a 2-pack. It's called The Evolution of Evil. This came out in 2006. You can see he comes with his younger form. I have mine autographed by the actor Will Sandon, who played young Michael, and of course Nick Hausler, who played the original Michael. Really cool to have him signed. Comes with the Judith tombstone. So again, this was 2006. They never really did a true Cult Classics. This is the only Cult Classics line. It's a spinoff. It was never in the proper Cult Classics series. Okay, up next, we have the very controversial film, Rob Zombie's Halloween. This came out in 2007 by NECA. Again, I have mine autographed by Tyler Mane. Played Michael, of course. So there he is. You'll see a couple other Rob Zombie versions a little bit later in the video. There you have the backdrop. And the last Cult Classics release from NECA was this Michael dressed as Bob. So this is in their Hall of Fame series. Again, underneath, this is a straight re-release of the figure I just showed you from the Evolution of Evil 2-pack and The Night He Came Home 2-pack. So again, they're getting bang for their buck on the mold. This is an extremely rare figure. Goes for a lot of money these days. At the time, people did not like it and really thought NECA cheaped out with just using the sheet. But there you go. So this is when NECA really got crazy with the license and started making pretty much everything. This is the ultimate version of Halloween 2. It's the Dick Warlock version, of course. Comes with the Ben Tramer mask. Really cool figure. Dick Warlock, special friend of the channel. He did my old podcast. Go watch it. Dysfunctional Nerdcast. It's on YouTube. Where we interviewed Dick Warlock. Got some great stories from him. So always a special place in my heart with Halloween 2. Up next, another Ultimate version that came out is from Halloween 2018. So this is the James Jude Courtney version. There you go. It comes with the alternate heads, comes with the pumpkin that lights up, all kinds of alternate hands, butcher knife. There you can see the back. And then shortly after that was released, we have the Ultimate Laurie Strode. So I figure there's not too many non-Michael Halloween figures. I'm just going to show them in this as well. Who doesn't want a complete history of the Halloween figures? But there we have the first ever Jamie Lee Curtis. So 2018 Halloween. NECA would of course follow it up with Halloween Kills Ultimate Michael Myers. This is very similar to the Halloween 2018 version. Obviously the mask is painted different, but I believe the sculpt is exactly the same. You get the blown off hand in this one, but the body otherwise the same. So hopefully they make a Halloween Ends version. We will see, won't we? All right, sticking with their Ultimate sets, this is the Halloween 2 Ultimate set with Dr. Loomis. This came out in 2021. This, you can add flame effects to Michael. Comes with the pumpkin from the credits of the movie. And there's, of course, another Dr. Loomis figure. So, second time they did this version of a Michael versus Loomis. You saw it on the porch. Now here we get it at the end of the hospital, end of the movie. There you go. So moving along, that does it for the NECA Ultimates. They would move into the Mego style figures. Again, Halloween 2, you'll notice that's a reoccurring theme with Halloween stuff. That second movie, I guess, is really easy to get the license for that property. The rest, not so much. So you'll see mostly Halloween 2 merchandise. But again, you get the Bleeding Eyes version as well as the regular. Great looking figure, especially if you're into the Mego style with the cloth stuff. There you go. They would then do a Laurie from the hospital along with Dr. Loomis in the Mego style. Again, Halloween 2, obviously. So you'll see that pumpkin's reoccurring throughout as well. And then their last Mego style is the 2018 version. So this does come in a box a little bit slightly different from the plastic card. I do like the card artwork of the other ones much better. There you go. There's James Jude Courtney. And there's the back. Okay, so some of the other NECA stuff that they did, the Toony Terrors line, this is as if they were done out of Scooby-Doo. There's Michael in blue with the pumpkin. And again, it's technically from Halloween 2 per the license. And they would reissue this with blood, the bleeding eyes. He does have the blood drops. It's a black jumpsuit compared to the blue, and the pumpkin is different. So this was issued 2 series later from the regular Toony Terrors. So sticking with the Toony Terrors wall, not Michael Myers, it is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. This is brand spanking new. It came out just last month in 2022. That would be September. This movie's very controversial. I always hated it as a kid. I rewatched it probably in my 30s, and now I love it. So it's definitely an annual classic at this point, and that is their Season of the Witch. Since I just showed Season of the Witch, this is the only other Season of the Witch item that they released. Comes in this fancy slipcover. And these are the Mego style trick-or-treaters. Great set. Comes with the lenticular TV. So everybody's singing their Silver Shamrock song right now, I bet. And then it comes with these great looking sculpted masks for when the kids get their brains taken over by bugs and snakes and everything else. So another look at the back. It's very retro, like a mail away. Really cool packaging from NECA. So we saw the McFarlane 18-inch figure. Here are the NECA 18-inch figures. This is the 2004 first one from the original Halloween movie. I use this as a basis to get all of the Michaels that ever played them signed. So I have Brad Loree here. I got Chris Durant from H2O, Tyler Mane, George Wilbur from 4 and 6. There's Dick Warlock from Part 2. We have Don Shanks from Part 5. And then on this side, we have Tommy Lee Wallace, who did parts of him, the closet scene in part 1. We have Tony Moran, of course, Unmasked Michael from part 1. Nick Castle, and then the latest, James Jude Courtney in the latest trilogy. So this one's really special to me just because it is signed by all of the Michaels. And it's the first NECA 18-inch figure. So their second 18-inch figure was the Rob Zombie's Halloween. In 2007 this came out. There you have the mask from when he was incarcerated. So Tyler Mane version of Rob Zombie, Halloween 2. Actually, I should say Halloween. There you go. Then their latest 18-inch figure, this came out 2018, is the Halloween James Jude Courtney version. So for whatever reason, this is when figures change from 18-inch to quarter scale. Same thing, people, same thing. It's just funny that they changed the terminology on it. So this is the last NECA item. There are these collectible toy capsules. So I'm breaking the rules a little bit. Is this an action figure? Not really. You'll see again, it's from Halloween 2 license. But it is by NECA. And one of the capsules in here does have an action figure head of Michael that they reused 1,000 times over. So technically not an action figure. It has action figure parts in here. Some of the other stuff, it's just like keychains and stickers, things like that. But one of those weirder items out there, and that'll do it for NECA. Okay, so the other big toy company, late 90s, 2000s, Mezco. They would not leave Michael Myers out. This is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 version of Tyler Mane. You get the bloody mask. These figures are very hard to get. Most of this Mezco stuff, I guess, was very short printed, not in the highest demand when it came out. But now in the aftermarket, they fetch quite the price. So there you got your Halloween 2 Michael. They would also make a stylized Halloween 2 version. I love this figure. It's more toyetic. You get this crazy mask with those eyes, just weird. Again, they're not going for a realistic look. This is clearly stylized. Mezco was pretty famous for that stuff. So this came out right at the release of the movie. Their last Halloween 2 item was more of the realistic version. You got like this bum Michael. I was never a fan of this in the movie. The camo coat and everything. So you got some soft goods along with the normal sculpted action figure version. So this is considered a 1/6 scale deluxe figure. Now they did do a Mezco newer figure release. I would consider it more a doll. I'll show you the picture in here. Again, not an action figure per se. I got to make rules somehow or else this video is just going to go forever and ever. All right, since they stick with their stylized stuff, this is the Mezco Designer Series of Michael. This says it's from Halloween. It comes with a pumpkin. One of our videos, we actually do show this loose. If you want to go back and watch a closer version of this figure, you can go ahead and check that out. And last but not least, from Mezco, we have the talking MDS figure. So this one, again, I did open and have a video on the channel. I'm not a fan of this toy. I'd never liked his face with all those divots in it, and the sound quality on the talking part is really, really bad. Actually, I could probably play one here for you, because there's a hole in the back you can press. I don't know, it's just bad. You don't get any Halloween music with it or anything. But those are all the Mezco Michael figures. There is a Rotocast figure, I will say. It's more, again, of a doll / plush. I'll show that here because that was released by Mezco during the Halloween 2 era. So did you really think Funko would be left out of the Michael Myers game? Heck no. So first up, action figure, we have this Savage World. It's funny that it's from Halloween Resurrection because what would ever come from that movie? But here you got as if he was a He-Man stylized figure. He's all jacked up on roids, like Michael needs roids. So you can see the others that came in that line, but there is the Funko Savage World. Of course, if we're talking Funkos, there's going to be Pops. So I don't know if these are technically action figures, but I would consider them so. This is the first Michael Myers, just standard release. from the first movie. They would re-release that one as an FYE exclusive, and of course this is the blood-splattered version compared to the first one. So slightly different color too on the jumpsuit, but everything's pretty much the same on those. We would then follow those up with a Hot Topic exclusive from Halloween H2O, so Chris Duran version of Michael. Pretty cool looking figure. It's something different. I like that they're doing a different property instead of just another Halloween. Speaking of which, Halloween 78, here you go, is an Amazon exclusive. It's a new mold. I think the eyes are really crazy on this one, too wide. There you go. And then the last pop, we have the Blacklight version from Entertainment Earth. This just came out 2022. Very recent. That's the last standard pop. Notice how I said last standard pop, because they did a jumbo. This is from 2021. There is also a bloody version of this. I will throw a picture in there. I'm not going to show it just because of redundancy factor. Same exact thing, just blood splattered. That's the jumbo. And the last Funko item, we have Michael with his homestead. This is a Spirit Halloween exclusive. This came out in 2021 as well. So this is their, what they call Pop Town. These were hard to get for quite a while, and I believe they're still available online at this point, but when these first came out, they were impossible to find. So you got Michael with his house, only version of the house. This Funko Pop's not even released yet. It's a Walmart exclusive. It's been up for pre-order for a few months. So while not even out yet, I will include it as it should be coming out fairly shortly. Again, Walmart exclusive in some weird colors. Here is a Bendy Fig from Noble Toys. This came out in 2022. Another Halloween 2 licensed property. So not the greatest looking figure in the world, but it is the only Michael Bendy. So there you go. As we wind down, they did do some 3 3/4 inch stuff. This is the reaction version of it. There you go. Cross sell on the back. So here's more Halloween 2 merchandise. It's pretty ridiculous at this point, but these are the other reactions that followed that previous one. We got Michael. And we have Laurie. So it comes in the hospital gown. Look at that face. Atrocious. But it is one of the few Laurie Strode action figures to exist. They couldn't stop him. He's back. And Halloween 2 licensing will never end, apparently. Trick or Treat Studios. They did their own versions. These were made to order. They're already very rare. So I did do a video of these as well in a previous toy haul. Go back and watch those in more detail, but we have the first ever Trick or Treat Studios Halloween figures. So we got Michael. They did do a Linda. See anything you like. I like these figures, so really cool. The artwork on these is fantastic. They have the old school artwork on the side, fake mail-aways and all that stuff. Very retro. And then we have the Laurie Strode, so absolutely fantastic. So here we have a totally different type of figure. These are the classic army builder, like your little green army men. These come from Fright Rags. This is the second release. I believe the first one has Michael in the black. I did not get those. That is something that was sold out before I knew it even existed. But here's the other figures that you get in the back. The original does have these reversed, I believe. The black are in orange and the orange are in black, so they just reversed those and gave us this glow-in-the-dark Michael. So something cool, real small action figures. These sold out really fast. That's why they did the second release, which also sold out instantly. But definitely something different and unique. Here's another unreleased figure. This is coming from Trick or Treat Studios. It's going to be their first Michael action figure. So it's not out. It's going to be up for pre-order shortly, but I'm just trying to stay as most up-to-date as I can on this video. So this is another one coming soon. Another brand new figure that just came out. This is the world's smallest action figure, the Micro Collection, again from Halloween 2. But this figure is probably only about an inch tall. It's as if your action figure had an action figure. So crazy, crazy. Here is the Corinthian Headliner toy. It's made to look like a bobblehead, doesn't actually bobble. There are tons and tons of Michael Myers bobbleheads out there. I'm not going to go into those because, again, it's just too many. But there's at least a toy resembling a bobble. All right, so the last item I'm going to show is a little bit of a cheat. This is, if you want to call it a doll, an action figure. This did used to play, it would play the Halloween theme song. Mine clearly needs the batteries. This was a Spencer Gifts exclusive. And what's crazy is it's 1 out of 100,000, which is totally ridiculous of a number. Such a high print run. But these are near impossible to find these days, so good luck finding one. They're expensive. And they're tough to get. Out of 100,000, it just seems weird. Again, this is breaking the rules a little bit. Like I said, they did do a bunch of sideshow stuff. There is the new Trick or Treat Studios, like 1/6 scale dolls. So I'll show some pictures of those real quick just to let you know they do exist. Again, I got to draw the line somewhere. I don't consider them action figures per se. This one I just happen to have laying right around, so I'm going to show it quick. I'll run through the others, and that is going to do it for our Michael Myers tutorial. All right, so that does it for the absolute definitive guide to Halloween and Michael Myers action figures that have ever existed. Again, leave a comment in the video of who you want to see next. Or of course, it's going to be Jason or Freddy, I would imagine. But maybe you want to see somebody more obscure. Let me know. Leave a comment. I'll go with whatever the most comments are. Check back and watch our Leatherface video, the same style of every Leatherface figure made. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all our toy adventures. Thank you for watching. Logan figures it out.